I am Karl, them the anonymous publishing house. Today, silencing science, Nobel laureate John Clauser censored over climate opinion. John Clauser, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, has become the latest victim of a cancel campaign, a phenomenon that is increasingly alarming and should have us all concerned. According to a group called the CO2 Coalition, Clauser was scheduled to speak to a group at the International Monetary Fund, IMF, on climate change, when critics identified what they considered a serious problem. He does not support the accepted view on the subject. The response was all too familiar, even if less expected by Nobel laureates. Clauser had to be barred from sharing his scientific views or being heard by others at the IMF. This incident is not an isolated one, but part of a broader pattern of censorship that has historical roots and often leads to the suppression of truths. In the past, censorship has been used to silence voices that later turned out to be correct. For example, during the pandemic, dissenting scientists were regularly banned or canceled for questioning the efficacy of masks, suggesting a lab theory on the origins of COVID, raising natural immunity defenses, and other viewpoints. Many of these views have since been largely vindicated. Yet censorship remains commonplace, even at universities and organizations like the IMF. The tendency to censor what is considered controversial or against the mainstream view is not new. Historically, figures like Galileo were persecuted for their scientific beliefs, only for those beliefs to be later accepted as truth. In our modern era, the suppression of alternative viewpoints, especially in scientific discourse, is a worrying trend that undermines the very principles of free inquiry and open debate. Clauser was reportedly guilty of questioning the reliability of the predictions of the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on climate change. So an organization of economists based on objective data and research decided to bar others from hearing countervailing views. This decision reflects a troubling inclination to silence dissent rather than engage with it. The email Clauser reportedly received from the director of the Independent Evaluation Office of the IMF, Pablo Moreno, who had seen a flyer for the Zoom talk, led to its immediate postponement. The natural default at the IMF and other organizations was to stop speech as potentially harmful when it does not comport with official viewpoints. It appears that Moreno and the IMF could not even tolerate a simple Zoom discussion that offered an alternative viewpoint. Clauser's criticism of the underlying scientific claims as dangerous misinformation, based on shoddy research, has earned the ire of climate change advocates. While it is understandable that his views may not be welcomed, the response should be to refute his views with data, not to prevent others from hearing him. The silence from the IMF in the aftermath of the indefinite postponement is telling. Why should it speak out? The silence is precisely what it sought to achieve. But this silence should worry us all. The suppression of dissenting voices, especially in the realm of science, is a dangerous path that can lead to the stifling of truth and innovation. The very essence of scientific inquiry is the ability to question, challenge, and debate. When we lose that, we lose a vital part of what makes science, and indeed democracy, thrive. In conclusion, the case of John Clauser is a stark reminder of the dangers of censorship. It is a call to action for all who value free speech, open debate, and the pursuit of truth. The lessons of history show us that what is censored today may well be the accepted truth of tomorrow. We must be vigilant in protecting the right to dissent, for it is often in the dissenting voices that we find the seeds of progress and enlightenment. Follow us for more information as it develops, and remember, trust no single source. Trust your gut and stay curious.